So another tool I believe is rest confidently and speak confidently, right?
Yes.
That was it.
Yes, that's very, very important. Appearance. I'll just use a story to say this. I had an event recently. I planned and curated the third edition of the Committee of Chief Information Security Officers of Financial Institutions. I did end-to-end for them. I thought I had seen madness until that event happened. It was another wave of madness. But while at it, I had my peer with me, the day we had come in days before the event, but the hotel failed us. Sorry for another day. Now, when people started coming in, the hotel couldn't handle it. But then I knew that there was a family event I needed to protect. I had just come out to, go to the hall to see what was going on. So I kept looking like I just wore, pants, loungewear. I didn't even make my hair, I didn't wear wigs. I just threw a scarf on my head, and then they came in. It was like hundreds of people. It was crazy. And there was one particular girl that came and she was like, "Give me my room key." And I'm looking at her like, okay. I said, "Don't worry, we'll attend to you, attend to your CEO." I already gave her CEO the key. And she just said, "Give me my room key, give me my room key. If you don't give my room key." And I'm like, "What would happen? You're going to wait for me to give you your room key." And she was like, "My CEO is not going to have it." And I'm like, if you're not going to wait, or if you say you must go with your CEO, then your CEO would have to wait. At the end of the day, are we not all CEOs? We're CEOs. The only difference is that I'm CEO that stands calm right now, But should I tell you the truth? The moment it was time for the event and she saw me, I really dressed up. When you're looking at somebody and you're passing, she had to come and meet me. She said, "Oh my goodness, he looks so good." And from that moment, there was this respect. So I always tell even my staff, you see that thing when they say, "Just the way you want to be addressed," it's not a joke. If you look good, people will be scared to say rubbish to you. Even when they're saying the rubbish to be, jittering and not being so confident. You need to look elegantly, you need to speak eloquently. All of these things help you to even get deals signed. You don't need to do too much, right? So it's also a factor that everyone needs to pay very, very good attention to.
Thank you so much. Let's come to the theme of today. Now, the idea that when women rise, they must reach back and give back to the community, right? How do you see your business as in terms of giving back to the community?
Okay. So I said yes, I did this because of my mom, but there's also the part of identifying problems, right? I usually say this, and I'll say it here again. You thrive when you identify weaknesses or spaces or lacunas, and then you turn them into your opportunity. Rest assured that every business that we have is helping solve a problem. I'll start with Hejishan. From the name Hejishan, it's better than form magician. So it is termed Hejishan, and the tagline is, "We create magic without a wand." So we assume that you have a problem of let me just give you a story of how I thought of Hejishan. Then, not now, then, you want to buy hair and they're telling you, "Hey, now hair is like 1 million, but then it's like 200K, 250, 300K. If I buy this 300K, I will use it to a point that it would, get back to maybe 50K. But then it needs to keep restoring the appearance. So, Hejishan Salon didn't start off as a salon that makes hair. It started off as a salon that revamps hair. So that's where the magic started from. So we always want to transform your hair to look like something else. So if you give me this bulb wig, I can turn it into something. So I can wear one hair, but I'm changing hairs, but you don't know it is one hair. So I needed to solve that problem, right? Same with cuts and cravings. I'm very selective with food, very, very selective. And anytime I want to buy food, it's very stressful. I can't find where to buy food, or I can't find where to buy basmati rice. Unfortunately, that's the only thing I eat. or something. It was really difficult. And I knew that there were other people who had these issues, right? That's cause and cravings. Fab events, there are a lot of event planners, but should I tell you, there is no fab events. Why? Because we create lifetime experiences. I can't plan an event for you and you don't keep talking about it. Wow. Take it to the bank.
Wow.
Right? I'm very intentional about all these things that I do. Down to my birthday. When I signed my birthday last year, it was almost like, Fati's just a birthday. I'm like, no. Should I tell you the truth? Someone just posted, one of the guests, and she's like, Fati, please, can we have the full Fati experience part 2? I really need it. You know, that's because I noticed that people just go to events, you are looking for food to eat. No, I don't want that kind of event. That you not see food to eat in a party event is, it's always impossible. Because even when caterers keep food for me, I mean, forget about what I really now. I would still, insist on giving it out because I want people to eat. It should be fair. For the kids' experience, I use my niece. That means I said it better for me as the experiment. Now, see, anytime she wants to make her hair, we struggle. Her mom has trust issues, so her mom used to take her to a salon. But because I have a family that will support you, the only salon she has been to in her life is Egyptian salon, and she's 8 years old. Only us. So I use her as a template. Every time she came, she was stressful. Hey, I would almost want to roam mad. Like, maybe I would just send her back home, but we didn't used to send her, if I'm not around, the mom would usually not even send her. So sometimes when she says, okay, there's no way she'll send her with a nanny, But I realized that the parents who were also going through the stress of actually making sure their kids move good was too stressful because the kids will put their head in one place. By the time you're there, they'll come to you like 1 million times, Mommy, can I have this? Mommy, I want this. At the end of the day, we are so frustrated. So I use her, which is why at the kids' experience, we don't allow parents go in. But because I also recognize that every parent will be worried, what are you doing with my child? Why don't you want my child to go in? I use a curtain, not a door, number one. But then I have a parent's lounge, and I have a screen there. There's a camera there that allows you to see what's going on in the salon when you can't go in. So that's like the innovative part of the salon. So it's not anywhere right now in Nigeria. I have to do a research before I do this. As a matter of fact, they have the best camera in that premises. Now, another way I want to really give back, I had mentioned this to, I think, Amara. I'm working on something called the Haitian Kids Community. So the way you have community for women, I want a community for kids. I want to see kids that when people see kids, I don't see kids. I see nations. I see great minds. So I want them to utilize the potential. I know schools are doing so much, but I also want safe space. I kid you not, every time I go into the salon, sometimes you have kids who even sleep in my office. So every parent that tells me, my kid is stubborn, she'll never let anyone carry her. Honestly, I'll just laugh and say in my mind, I've been messy party. So I'll allow the parents relax. I will go do my magic and carry the child. So I'm working on that. It's going to be intentionally curated because honestly, I don't do surface level curation. And I mean, there's in-depth, curation, prayers and all of that. I want to build their community. I want to have events for kids. Free, just like Mrs. O is having this, where kids are able to tell you certain things. There are kids that can't speak to their parents.
Yes.
And it's a problem because if you can't speak to your parents, Fati is talking about her mom today. Who are you now looking up to? Remember, the first scope is the family.
Kid is exclusive.
Yeah.
That's what we're gonna have.